Welcome back to another exciting chemistry lessons. In the previous lesson, we learned how to draw Lewis dot structure following specific steps. And we also learned how to use formal charges to determine which Lewis dot structure is most likely to occur. Now here in this lesson, we're going to look at a situation where there is one possible structure that is most favorable. In this lesson, we are going to look at another situation where there are two or more Lewis dot structure with the same favorability based on their formal charges. And here, if you notice, I have the Lewis dot structure of carbonate, and the formal charge is calculated for you -1, -1, and 0. And if you notice, this double bond can be moved over here, okay? Or in this case is move over here. I can show you right here. Move over here. And now this double bond is over here, but this now become a single bond. In this case, we have three Lewis dot structure that have the same favorability because of their formal charge are pretty much the same. It just happened to be in different location. So when that happened, electron are delocalized. They're not being held in one specific place. And this electron are delocalized, but also the distribution, okay, of electron is an average of all the possible structure. And I'm going to show you in a few minutes how they are going to form and how they're going to distribute it throughout. So each individual Lewis dot structure are called resonant form. And the double arrows right here, see? This double arrow between them indicate they are resonant form. So how are electrons distributed throughout the molecule? Well, let's look at this. Here we have a double bond, and here we have a double bond over here. And the way it works is like this. Well, one of the lone pair right here, it will go over here and make a double bond. But when that happens, this bond pair from this double bond will go back to its surrounding atom and become a lone pair there, okay? And this process happened throughout. So in this case, this structure here become that structure. And at the same time, okay, this right here, let's continue. And to share the distribution, this lone pair, of course, it could be any of the lone pair again. Electron are moving around the atom. It doesn't have to be that one, okay? This lone pair make a double bond. And guess what happened? This one come out and make a lone pair. And this continue the whole entire process over here again. As you can see, this one right here come in and make a double bond. Okay, and this one come back here and make the lone pair. And then you notice it go back to the same thing over here. So that's how the cycles occur. But here is the most challenging aspect of resonance. That is, if we give you a chemical formula, can you draw all the possible Lewis dot structure and then draw them in terms of resonance? So first of all, here's a trick. If you notice, we have oxygen, right? All the surrounding atoms are pretty much the same, okay? So therefore, we don't have to worry about the difference in formal charges. That's one key thing. So at least two of them are from the same group, okay? So that way we can move the double bond from one location to another location. In this case, we're lucky we have three of them. In most cases, you will have the same atoms for all the surrounding atom. Now here's another one. At least one of the bond is a double bond or a triple bond, because again, with double bond and triple bond, you're allowed to move them to a different location and form the double bond, triple bond somewhere else. And again, these right here, so these two common pattern is probably the most challenging aspect to understand when it comes to resonance. Because knowing that resonance exists is one thing, but drawing all the possible resonance, that's the most challenging aspect. And the way to do it, by following this two common pattern right here. If they have this two common pattern, you continue to use the same methods and draw the double bond in different location. Just following your basic Lewis dot structure. And of course, make sure to double check with your Lewis dot structure. So that is the process of drawing Lewis dot structure for different resonant form for molecules. And as always, if you have any question, take a picture of your work and put it in the forum, and we will help you from there. And we'll see you next time on another exciting chemistry lesson.